Well, thank you all for joining me on this, well, I won't call it a maiden voyage, but I'm back, I hope, I think. Not quite sure. I really haven't planned anything to stream today. It was just basically to get all of your input and feedback on the sound and the vision, because I've been doing a lot of work to get the sound better. I mean, the reason I did it, put so much effort into it, is because when I streamed last year, I was never happy with the audio. Sometimes it was too quiet, it was too tinny, too bassy. It just wasn't right. So I've spent the last few weeks, playing with these plugins for OBS Studio. And yeah, the lighting's good, the vision's good, my cameras are awesome. The mic's sounding good now. And yeah, life's good, Brian. I don't have anything planned other than I might show you one of the characters. Yeah, the lawnmower guy. Yeah, wonderful. No, he was here on Monday, so he won't be here today, last Monday. He won't be here today. Yes, I am, Feral. I'm using the OBS plugins in the video I posted, yes. Yeah, the funny one. Yeah, that's the one. You probably, excuse me, you probably all realise or are aware of the amount of DAZ and Poser content, for that matter, that you can actually get for free. Freebies on Renderosity, Share CG, Render Hub, and there's some others of that ilk. What a lot of people don't realise is that there's a plethora of freebies available on DeviantArt. I've come across a few sites where the creator or the artist has actually converted these game characters to high poly Genesis 3 and Genesis 8 characters for DAZ Studio, fully rigged. Some come with clothes and props and things like that. So I just wanted to show you one in DAZ Studio that I picked up, which is Nico from DMC5 or whatever it is. Yeah, DMC5. And I created a video from this. This is actually an animation, and that character was created by a lady called Tali Desard on DeviantArt. Now, unfortunately, I can't bring up her web page because it would breach the terms of Twitch, and the Twitch gods would get very, very dark and angry at me. But I will post a link to her site on my Discord, plus half a dozen or more of my favourite sites on DeviantArt where you can pick up all these DAZ freebies. They are absolutely excellent. I am just going to move my content library out of the way before I bring up the screen. Otherwise, Stevie will get into trouble. Okay. This is Nico from Tali Desard's site, which I animated. And I will show you the video of her boxing. Now, this is just a screen grab of me getting into trouble. My middle name, Terrell. Yeah, so I animated it in DAZ Studio, and then I brought it into DaVinci Resolve. My plan was to actually introduce, and still is, another character, so it looks as though they're fighting. And that's not bad for a freebie character. Unfortunately, the clothes don't come with her. You have to clothe her yourself, and that's why I can't show you her on the webpage, because it's, yeah, naughty bits and all that. So that's Tali, there, Nico, sorry, there. What was the other thing I wanted to show you? I'm not sure I'm going to be on very long this morning, but yeah, what was it? I've forgotten. Hello, brain. Earth to brain. Earth to brain. Oh, yes. I've been discussing... Yes, Farrell, she takes the models from the games and converts them to Genesis 3 and Genesis 8. Go and have a look at the site. I'll post it in a minute on my Discord, so you can go and have a look. Actually, I'll do it now. You'll do it now. What am I doing? Okay. Where will I put it? Oh, where will I put it? Under Daz products. Okay, I've put it in Daz products on my website. There's also another guy called Helios AI, which I will post as well. Oh, go away. Okay, so they're on my site, on my Discord under Daz Products, and you can go and have a look. They are absolutely awesome. Oh, no, you can use them. All they ask, all the artists on Deviant ask, Farrell, is that you, under the license agreement, that you credit them with the original character. So you become much more stupider. Yeah, you're right, Chris. One of the things I took away from streaming last year after I finished was I needed to relax more. Just to, despite all the technical hitches and things that go wrong, I needed to relax. I think I was a bit pent up. And it's a bit like talking to your audience when you're a radio announcer or a disc jockey, or you're a news reader in a studio and you've got no audience and you're basically talking to an invisible crowd. It's a surreal experience, to be quite honest. But I'm far more relaxed these days. I still have a few health issues, but that prevent me from streaming from time to time. But that's what happens when you get older. No getting around that. So what was I going to say? Oh, yes. One of the subjects I've been talking about, not only on Discord, but during the Saturday night social chat on Chris's Twitch and Discord server, is the long load times when you have a lot of characters or morphs loaded in Daz Studio, how long it takes for Genesis 3 and Genesis 8 females more than males. Males seem to load very, very quickly, but mine can take up to 10 minutes to load depending on the character. Now, back in the days of Victoria 4.2, Daz created what is called a power loader. So any of the morphs that you had installed on your system would present themselves in a dialog box, and you could select them or deselect them on which ones you wanted. And yeah, you could select them or deselect them, like the Morphs Plus, Creature Morphs, Character Morphs, Ico 4, the Girl 4. And I'm going to show you. So I'm just going to shut Daz down and start it again because for some reason mine takes forever, if I create a new scene, to load back up again. Hey, Murga, welcome. Good to see you. I'm glad you dropped in. Cool bananas. So come on, Daz, hurry up. We haven't got all day. Come on, Daz. Where are you? Uh-oh. See, that's what I'm talking about. Things that just won't cooperate. Now start. Thank you. The joys of technology. Well, that's good news, Phil. Very good news. Did you actually get the internal PCI Wi-Fi card? Or are you still... struggling with that other one? I'm not sure what the outcome was. Okay, right. Let me find in my vast content library, Victoria 4.2, Viz the power loader. Ah, come on. Okay, right. Because I know where it is. I just got to find it. There we go. Now, this is Dad's Victoria 4.2, which will load with the power loader, hopefully. And not make a total liar of me. Aha, there we go. This is something that I wish Daz would implement for the later generation characters like Genesis 3 and Genesis 8. I mean, I don't do a lot of work with Genesis 8, but mainly Victoria 4.2 and Genesis 3. But to reduce the load times, if you could actually choose which of the morphs you wanted loaded, it would be so much easier. See, I can deselect that. And all the other ones in here are deselected. I can just select the morphs that I want. And yeah, off we go. And I think I'll put the creature creator morphs in. And we'll put the muscle morphs in. And then we accept it. And off she'll run. Now this only takes seconds to actually come up and load, or maybe a minute. But I find that a far more efficient way than having to wait for 15 minutes, which is sometimes what I have to do, for a Genesis 8 or a Genesis 3 female character to load. And this will come in with all the morphs that I selected. And it just makes life a lot easier. Yeah, that is great news on him becoming an affiliate. That's awesome. Oh, you've still got the USB one, okay. Yes, you can load it with no morphs as well, Feral. You certainly can. So down in, if I go into shaping, you have all of them, all the morphs are in here. And you can just, you know, play around with it and do awesome things with it. Let me see if I can find the creature creator. Yeah, this is the one I like. And you can just dial it in. Goblin, stocky, zombie. No, they won't. I selected the creature creator morphs. You should always select the morphs plus. That gives you the extra morphs that you would get, that you won't get with the standard character or the standard mesh. Whatever you select, it will load. Whatever you deselect, it won't load, and they won't. The ones you deselect won't appear in the shaping tab. So it's yeah. I think it's absolutely awesome that the power loader, and I wish they would bring it back. If I was brave enough, I might even sit and try and write a DAS script that would do it, but I don't know the ramifications of that, whether it would actually work. And that could be the point, that you have to load all of these morphs for the character to work. So I'm not that proficient with the back of it, so they've been asking for it to come back. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised, because it's a very efficient way of doing it. So, yeah. Well, that's the power loader. There's not much more I can show you on that. And I also believe that they should, with their base characters in Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 and Gen 8, they should do this bikini type, bikini texture, so that you can actually load the character and not get yourself into trouble when you're streaming. But I mean, I could do it myself, but I can't be bothered. So I don't think he's that interested, Feral. He's not very active. I mean, it took him almost 15 months, M-Casual I'm talking about, to correct or rewrite, not rewrite, he actually amended the code for Teleblender so that it would run with Blender 2.8 and 2.82 when they changed the Python API. He doesn't seem to be very interested. He's not very active on his script site. He's not very active on ArtStation, and he's not very active on his DeviantArt page. Doesn't answer his emails. It was ironic, or should I say, I don't know, it was coincidental. I was talking to Jay Verse-Lewis about amending his code, which of course is open source. Yes, he'll have to rewrite them for 5 if they don't make it backward compatible. Talking to Jay Verse-Lewis about Blender not running and M-Casual or Jacques not having updated it to run with 2.8 and above. So I started to do it. Well, 2 days after I started to do it, after I announced it, he released a version. So he's obviously a very busy guy. And yeah, so that's, yeah, he's a very busy guy. So that's pretty much it. Now, one of the projects I have in mind, and I think I might do it on stream, it could be a bit of a laugh, a bit of a giggle, is I wanted to use Victoria 4.2 and Michael 4, load them with all the creature morphs, the creature creator morphs for both the male and the female, and then create chess characters out of them and put alien type skin textures on them, and have props like spears and swords and things like that. And I was going to make a chessboard and a chess set out of it. But DAS Studio, once you get past 2 or 3 characters, it gets a bit wonky. So I think what I'll do is I'll create them in DAS Studio one by one, export them out as an FBX, and then bring them into Blender, where I will create the chessboard, and then bring these characters in, and then even make them can't speak this morning. Then animate them so that you can actually move them, and we'll see how we go. So that's one of my ideas for a stream, because Victoria 4.2 and Michael 4, they're not as high poly as the Gen 3 and Gen 8. Yes. You are dead right, Feral. They are lightweight compared to what we have today in the Genesis 8. The what's the other project I was going to stream? Oh, yes. Using Materialize to create your normal maps, ambient occlusion, displacement from a diffuse color map or image. I also want to do a stream on Quixel Mixer and creating your own PBR textures. So all of those are going to be upcoming. And I'm going to post those particular projects on my Discord server. And as always, if you have any ideas or things that you would like me to see me do on stream, you can put them in I'll put them on my Discord under live stream requests. And I may even do the request that Blue Owl, Julia vs. Lewis asked, is that I redo my Spitfire Mark 1 in Blender to honour my father, who was in the RAF, and also I believe Julia's dad was in the RAF. So if you want to, any requests you have, put them in the live stream request channel. If you have a subject or a topic that you would like me to do a YouTube video about, you can put that in the video tutorials. So I'll leave it up to you. Yeah, I'm going to get round to doing Mixer. Hang on, I'm just going to bring my content library back and pop it back up there. Yes, Mixer is very powerful. Mixer is free from Quixel. If you go onto the Quixel site or just do a Google search on Quixel Mixer, it's free. I do suggest that you get Megascan's Bridge as well. Create yourself an Epic Games account, and then all the assets that are on Megascans you get for free as long as you use them with Unreal Engine. If you want to use their assets and their textures and all the rest of the stuff, the content that they have, you will have to create a Quixel account and you have to subscribe. I think it's about $9.99 a month or something like that. And that gives you so many points per month, and you can download bits and pieces. Even if you use your Epic account, there's nothing to stop you using those assets in Blender or DAZ Studio. It's just that you are contravening the license agreement that you sign up. When you sign up with Megascans, you would be, or Epic, you'd be contravening their terms and conditions. But I do suggest that you, if you don't have it, go and get Mixer, get Megascans, create yourself an Epic account, and you'll be very surprised at the amount of stuff that is available. The other is, if you're a Blender user, which I know many of you are, Emerga and Chris Cox, I'm not quite sure about Brian or Farrell, get the Sketchfab add-on and create an account on Sketchfab. They have a lot of free content for Blender that will blow your mind. And they also have a lot of free stuff on their site that you can download and use in other programs. Oh, okay, Farrell, that's good. Well, I do suggest, Brian, that you go and get the Sketchfab add-on. Yes, it was, and I can't remember who it was, Farrell. What else was I going to say? I've been on now longer than I thought I was going to be on, and I'm so very, very pleased and humbled that you all took the time to come and listen to me waffle on. I'm looking forward to streaming again. Epic, yeah, right. Well, that'll just get better from now on then. They have a habit of improving it, whereas Adobe have a habit of diluting it, just like they've done with Substance Painter and Designer. They've even rebranded it which a lot of users are not happy about, me included. I have an old version of Substance Painter before I went to subscription, but I don't use it. I prefer to use Mixer and Materialize, and there's a few others. What's that? Crazy Bump I use a lot. Yeah, I know they've joined Blender, and not really interested in their rigging add-on. You've got to use the Mixamo. The Mixamo animations, I do believe. I could be wrong. I'll stick with rigging my own if I have to. I have Auto Rig Pro, and I also use Rigify, which comes with Blender. It's not that hard now. Blender has improved it out of sight, and Auto Rig Pro is just absolutely wonderful. It will even create, once you've created the armature using the add-on and you've bound it to the character, it will even create the control rig for you. And the control rig is all those arrows and circles and stuff that you see in some of the animated characters in Blender. It's easier to use the control rig than it is to grab each bone individually. But animating is not for the faint of heart, nor is rigging, to be honest. Everybody's very excited that they can now do it automatically, you know, just 2 clicks and the character's rigged and it's got a control rig and off you go. The problem is, if you don't understand what's happening under the hood, you'll never. I don't know how you can do it. I know this is the age of we want it now, we want it fast. I mean, you know, we want it to do everything. We want to do it in 3 or 4 clicks. Not that easy. You can rig a figure in Blender and bring it into Daz still rigged. Yes, you have to bring it in as an FBX, in FBX format, Farrell. There's a video on David Brennan on YouTube, who was he was a Bryce evangelist. He turned to the dark side when Bryce was basically kicked to the curb by Daz. And he started playing with Daz Studio, but one of the things he wanted to do was learn how to animate opening doors and animating, not characters, but movable objects in Daz Studio. And there's a very good video on his site about how to rig a door in a wall, how to weight paint it, and how to actually rotate the door, create the sliders in the parameters tab in Daz, give them names and give them limits, so that your door will only open, you know, so far and will close in the right place. The principle is there. So if you watch it, it will open your eyes to a lot of things. One of the, I suppose, more difficult parts of rigging is the weight painting. A lot of people get that awfully wrong. And unfortunately, between Daz and Blender, they use a different color scheme. So if you're weight painting in Blender, you get very used to the color scheme where, you know, blue's not affected, and which is at the lower end, and red is the most affected. And then you have the yellow, green, and that gradients in between, you know, with the 50%, 25%, etc. Whereas in Daz, it's slightly different, and the colors are different, which I suppose you can get used to it. I never got used to weight painting in Daz. It drives me nuts. Rigging in Daz drives me nuts as well, so I don't bother. I'd rather do it in Blender and bring it into Daz that way. So, but I mean, if you create your own biped character like a person, female or male, in Blender, and you rig it, bear in mind you're not going to have any poses or anything else for that character. You'll have to create them yourself in Blender, which isn't that difficult to do. So, yeah, I find it's better implemented in Blender. much so, very much so. Not that Daz is that bad, but it's yeah. Well, guys, for a test, this has been pretty good. I'm very, very, very impressed with the video vision, or the output, picture output, and hopefully the sound is a better quality in what I was going for. And the carpet, or the rug on the room, the rug on the floor has made a big difference. And I am going to get some thick drapes and pin them over the vertical blinds when I stream. I'll just put some hooks up there so I can hook it up and then take them down, because when I have prospective buyers for the house coming around, I don't want them to see these temporary curtains up on the wall. Thank you, Brian. Yes, the sound is much better than when I used to stream last year. I was rewatching a few of my YouTube videos, and the sound quality in some of them is absolutely abysmal. So yes, I may redo some of them. Oh, one subject I wanted to cover when I stream next is I want to revisit customizing the Daz interface. That is, creating your own icons, much like Chris Cox and I have. And also creating your own pull-down menus, creating your own icon graphics. And I think it would be important, and also the use of categories, because navigating through the Daz content library, if you have a lot of content like I do, can be an absolute nightmare. And if you don't remember where it is or write it down somewhere, which I never do, never write it down, that would be too, what's it, I can't think of the word. Oh dear, that would be too straightforward, too easy. Using categories, and yeah, so I think that's going to be on there, but I will post all the topics on my Discord server, and we'll go from there. So I think for me now, I've been on for 33 minutes. I don't use smart content anyway. I think it's a waste of space. In fact, I don't even know why I've got the tab open, because I don't use it. Even though I install Daz content that I purchase from Daz site through Daz Install Manager, all my other stuff I get from Renderosity, Share CG, Render Hub, DeviantArt, Patreon, all the other sites, I keep them in separate content libraries just to keep them organised, or better organised. I don't have one huge Daz Studio library, because that really does my head in. I mean, it's big enough now, and I recently redid it. I deleted my old library, which was huge, and completely reinstalled everything, which has caused me a few problems over the last couple of months, when I forget to install content and you get DSF errors and can't find textures and can't find this. But you get around it, and yeah. Well, I'm very glad that you all came and joined me today. I will be streaming regularly, as I said, from Australia on Mondays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 10 a.m, which is 8 p.m. the day before in the USA or North America. Well, in the USA, Eastern Standard Time. What was the other thing? Oh, yes, on the alternate days that I don't stream on Twitch, I'm considering streaming on Picarto, because on Picarto I can actually show artistic nudity, not pornography, just artistic nudity, which lends itself more to some of the stuff I do. So I will be putting a link on my Discord server to my Picarto site, and I will be announcing as well on my Discord when I will be streaming on Picarto, if you really want to come and see me do it. So It's spelt Picarto. So the extension is picarto.tv. But I'll send you a link and you can go and have a look. I can mark the stream as mature audience only, R18 plus, so I don't offend the kiddies. So, yeah, because even though you can get away with a certain amount of artistic bare skin, I will put it nudity on YouTube. They're a little more liberal. On on Twitch, they have a zero tolerance policy, whereas Picarto, you can get away with it. That's what it was actually designed for, so that you could do the adult stuff. So, well, my friends, I will see you in the week. I guess the next time I chat to you, let's do a raid. I can't do a raid. I don't know how to, Chris. You'll have to show me. I'll also have to create some shout-outs. I'll have to create some shout-outs like Chris does, and I'll figure out how to do that. I'll also figure out how to make a raid command. But not today. I'm going to say ciao for now, and thank you all for being here. Bless your hearts. You've made my morning, and I hope you have a good evening, good afternoon, or a good morning wherever you are. So for me, I'm going to say ta-ta. Be good, be careful, be inspired. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.